here from I2I Hype. I am a systems and automation specialist, and thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much if you're here on the replay. That's totally awesome that I think someone would want to come back and watch my stuff. I know West Coast people, this one is really early for you. Sorry, I'm trying to do this in between all of the events that everyone is doing in my family. So today what we're going to be discussing is a huge thing. It is about how to normalize a 3-day work week. And a lot of people are like, yeah, Dana, that's so not going to happen to me. But it can. And what I wanted to talk about is a 3-day work week does not necessarily mean that you only have to work 3 days. It means what you're doing is you're acknowledging the fact that you don't have to work on every single day. And as entrepreneurs, I honestly think this is one of the hardest things that we have to do. If you're here, give me a thumbs up, something like that. Say hi, let me know. I'd love to see that you're here. But this is one of these things that hey, Jill. That's my own personal stalker there. I love her to death. But this is one of these things that a lot of people don't realize. They don't, when we are entrepreneurs, when we are solopreneurs, we're sitting here and we want everything to be we want to be there constantly. We always want to be on top of everything. Good morning, Emily and Katie. Thank you so much for being here. So when we want to be on top of everything, what happens is we end up exhausting ourselves. We have no idea what's going on. We feel that we have to be in front of our computer, that we have to answer emails. So what happens is that we get burned out, and no one wants to be burned out at all in any way, shape, or form. When we're running a business, we want a business to actually work for us. We want it. None of us got into any type of business with the fact of being exhausted. None of us did. I don't care who you are. None of us wanted to do that. Hey, Heather. Hey, Julie. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start with a couple different things because I want to share with you a little bit about time management. And congratulations, Jill, for making it to the gym. I give you props for that. But I want to start with a little bit of time management because time management and utilizing a calendar system actually can wake us up and can actually make it so that we don't overschedule ourselves. So this is what we're going to do. So let me go ahead, and this is actually not my working calendar. This is my personal mom calendar. All my level 7 friends, we've got the inner circle call, that's there. My daughter and I are cleaning the house across the street. But as you can see, I've got all of these open spots. And this is one of those things that we need to be able to time block. What is time blocking? So I'm working on this one because it's not my business one, and I don't want to show you my business one's like nuts. But my favorite thing to do is click this. Oh, sorry. And I'm out of office. I'm busy all day. So I will actually write down that I'm busy all day. Now on I don't want day, I want week. I will put down that, my event, it is all day. I am out of the office. And guess what? No one can schedule a call during that time. If you have Google Workspace, something like that, it's got an actual out of office button and it will automatically decline people who request new requests for meetings and such. So I can do that. Well, say I don't want to mark the entire day as that. I actually will go in and I'll show you my regular one, but I'll do it right here. Okay, well, I want from here to 2 o'clock, I'm taking a nap. I'm busy, save. So now no one can do this. What I will do in my usual one is I will actually have it across the board. So how does this help you get yourself to a 3-day work week? By deleting it. Okay, so say you want every Friday off, and I know a lot of us do, because that gives us like the concept of a 3-day weekend, and people seem to understand that a lot. So mark your Fridays down as out of office. That will now put you at a 4-day work week. You don't have to jump into a 3-day one right away. It doesn't make a difference. So with this, what's going to happen is that you're just going to understand that you don't have any meetings. So maybe at 9 o'clock, you decide to go somewhere. Or if you want to do personal things, my own schedule is Tuesdays are off and Fridays are off. The reason why I do that, it does not mean that I don't do any work on Tuesdays or Fridays. It means nothing is usually scheduled for Tuesdays or Fridays. That's what it means in my business. Does that mean what it is in your business? Not necessarily. But what happens is that I can actually, kids need doctor's appointments. I need a break. I can schedule them on Tuesdays or Fridays, and I can tell them, no, I can't do Tuesday, or I can't do Wednesday, Thursday, or Mondays, so I can schedule my own things. It also gives me a break. It gives me a break from being live. It gives me a break from scheduling meetings. On my calendar link, I'm not available. Does this mean that people get upset? Maybe. Maybe they're upset I don't have as many hours that they would like me to have. But you know what? It's my business. And so I really I need that mental health. And we all need some sort of mental health at some point. This one is mine. This is my actual schedule for this week. Guys, we're right here. See, I put in this. This is actually a meeting. So I have out of office. Again, does that mean that I don't have stuff scheduled? No, it doesn't. This schedule here, this is my daughter's work time. I have my Thrive Mind group coaching there. I have stuff scheduled for tomorrow. This is optional. This is optional. Even on a week where I have these things scheduled. I also have out of office from 8:40 to, I think it's 9:15, something like that, or 9:05. Yeah, 9:05. And I have it again here. Why? Because I'm picking up my grandson and I'm dropping him off at daycare. It takes me a couple minutes to go do that. But what I can do here is it's done. It's set. No one can come in here. See, I've got a doctor's appointment for the toddler, but no one on my schedule can come in here and schedule anything for this. Can I manually put someone in there? Absolutely, I can. But that's because it's my business. So what happens is that these people, everyone over here, they're able to schedule their calls. I got calls with Elizabeth, Todd, Laura. I've got Amanda over here. I've got this one here. I've got Nick. I've got all of these different things. They're all set up. It's not a problem. So everything is set up. And so when people go to my schedule, they see Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Those are the days that they see available being scheduled. For some unknown reason, I wake up at some early time in the morning. Absolutely. Emily says that it's not up to them. That's right. It is not up to your clients. You are under no obligation to be available 24/7. You are not. Last year around this time, I was exhausted. I couldn't onboard anyone. Good Lord. And this is one of the biggest things that I hear, that people do not have time to onboard anyone else. They just can't do it. I had a call yesterday where someone said that they that they only onboard one person at a time because that's all they can mentally handle. Well, why are you chasing these clients when they have to do a little bit of the work? And that's where your systems come in. So you're going to hear me talk, and I will post the link in the comments for Content Snare in a little bit. But you guys are going to hear me talk about this because I've talked to them this past week. I talked to the main guy that's sitting there and talking about it. I am currently onboarding. Actually, one person is completely done. People through Content Snare, and it's amazing. Now, what Content Snare is, I have 8 people actually in here right now. Okay. And they're all here, and they're all at different areas, different parts of their onboarding process. But this is automatically sent to them. Now, this can be actually customized to any type of business. There is no reason why, I'm big and I'm going to be telling bookkeepers, this is what we're going to do. Why? Because it takes the stress off of you. It puts it on them. These are the documents that we need. Their security is enough that you can have them upload documents to this system without stressing about it, because they are one step down from, they have a link, and if you guys want it, message me and I will send you the link to their security. But they're only one step down from the top level of security on the internet. And apparently it's like 60 grand to get it, to the top level. And so they're starting the process to it, but it is very secure, plain and simple. However, this is like this amazing thing. It automatically does this. This is a Content Snare. So let me show you what it does. And I know someone was asking me this morning, and I will tag you later in the post as soon as I do that. It is at 13 minutes. So if I do a new request, no. Okay, so this is not part of HoneyBook. My process is you go through HoneyBook. You come in through HoneyBook. I send you a proposal, contract, all that beautiful stuff, right? Or you come in through, depending on which system we're doing. But I'll make this simple. It comes through HoneyBook. Then I utilize Zapier now to send people over to this. And I send people over. Because it's saving me time. It is saving me time to do this, but it's automatically done through Zapier that it will say, hey, do this, But this is the one that I have now for bookkeepers and accountants. You can do this. You can do some of these type of things within something like DUBSADO, which we discussed before. But it's not as secure. So if I was a bookkeeper, I would not have them be uploading all of their tax stuff into DUBSADO. It's just one of those things. So if this is the way that I have it set up, it's got this email coming up. It's got basic information. Hey, answer it. Content information. I've got all of these things in there. Project overview. I send them a picture of what it's going to look like so that this is actually what happens for them. This is what I am setting up for them. If they go through here, it's going to go there. So I like pictures. We can put pictures in it, and I love pictures. If everyone, I love pictures. I'll just put it that way. I'm much better with pictures and writing than I am ever with text. Videos. So to let you know, it's funny, I'm doing a video, but I am not the person that's going to be sitting there and doing it. So it's got all of these things. Now on the Let's Get Started, this is actually my video that I created. So it's a loom. And so I'm walking through here. So Emily's asking, so all of this is in Zapier. No, so I use Zapier is actually think of Zapier as a bridge. And what happens is that instead of me having to worry about chasing down information from clients, they're able to go through here. So I can just start someone and put this on here. So Zapier is actually just a bridge from one to the next. And it links to systems. Do all systems work with Zapier? No, unfortunately, they do not. Do all systems work great with any of these other things? No, they don't. I have a lot of the things that I have, such as I use Funnel Gorgeous for a lot of my scheduling. And so they have my scheduling part on there. And but I can't go from Funnel Gorgeous to send them over to Honeybook. So I do have to manually do that for clients. So like if someone comes in through my thing. So there are some manual pieces, but what this has done is allowed me to put the ball, so to speak, in the client's hands. And that's one of the best ways to start being able to utilize, to take a day off, to take half a day off, to be able to do that. In order to have those days off, I need to have systems in place. Are my systems perfect? No, they are not. And they are always a work in progress. That's why this one was added. I actually saw it listed somewhere else and I was like, let me go take a look. And so I tried it out. And if you answer a few questions, you get like 21 days free. I'll take it. But actually within a week, I was able to just upgrade and, I was able to just say, sure, I can take you. Emily's asking, do you find that your clients have to be tech savvy? No, they really don't. This is why I love it, because I don't want my clients to have to be tech savvy. I don't want them to have to do this. It sends them emails with a link and it walks them through that. I give them directions. Here are your services. Type it in. And then you go into your schedule. What is your schedule? I'm writing the questions. So, what scheduling system are we using? All of this type of thing, I'm asking them. Yes, automating so many emails, auto-send forms, everything. It gets to be a little exhausting if we don't automate it. But I find with onboarding clients, especially when I was working, it's one of the things that I see constantly with, I'm going to show you accounting, because it's exhausting with accounting, because a lot of the times with bookkeeping, we have clients that don't tell us anything. They'll sit there and they just sit there and they expect, I guess, the world to be given to them, or us magically, or bookkeepers magically to be able to log into all their information. My template has a Loom video that shows them exactly how to share their passwords on LastPass. And I tell them which passwords I need. So it really, really helps. On this one, it walks them through. And again, all of these can be customized. Like I said, I like adding in little videos. Why? Because little videos are awesome. Everyone does something on a different level. And it goes from here. And then what I do is I have my team member actually come in here and grab the information that they need. So they can come in here. I link it directly into ClickUp. ClickUp is pretty much where I'm handling all my projects. I'm not going to go into ClickUp today for this type of thing, because it really doesn't always save me time, because it's not all perfect. And it never will be, I don't think it will ever be perfect. But so I'm not going to go into ClickUp today, because honestly, when you are starting out, I don't think it's always the most user friendly. that's why some people, we go with Asana, we go with another system, and it's finding the system that works for you. So the biggest thing that we have to do in this sort of thing is find out what works for us. This is my system. I use Funnel Gorgeous. I use the Content Snare. I use Honeybook. So and ClickUp. Those are the 4 systems I have running. Now I do have a Calendly link as well. That's because it's just there. And sometimes I do have to utilize that because I do work on Upwork. And what was nice is I was actually able to send 2 clients who I'm working with on Upwork. I just added them into Content Snare and they uploaded everything for me. So they don't have to necessarily go through my entire system. And these are some of the things that I need to have done. And sometimes if people want stuff done, then it's completely, we want it to be step by step. So Emily's asking, how much does my system cost me? Right now, Content Snare is costing me $29.99 a month. My website is Funnel Gorgeous, and Funnel Gorgeous is 80 something, plus I think I'm using the new mail system there, so that they actually send mail for me, and all of those Funnel Gorgeous has all my funneling, all my scheduling. It has my website. It has, if I wanted to use it as a content manager, so I want to say it's about 110 for that a month, maybe a little bit more, don't know. I'd actually have to do math there. And then I have Honeybook, which, because of the amount that I'm doing, it is the 400, 300 a year, something like that. So 400 a year, 100 a month. For me, I pay a ton, and I'll be honest with you with that. My own system, though, I have ClickUp. I'm paying, I think, $20 a month for that. You're going to make me do math, Emily. If I was to do my entire setup, I'm going to probably say I am probably within 150 to 200 a month for everything. Yeah, it's worth it because it saves me this much time, and I can automate having with clients onboarding. I don't have to worry as much about it. Y'all see me. I sit on the beach. Last year I didn't sit on the beach at all. I didn't even see it. And I couldn't do that again. And we shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to, I see pictures of families at parks. I love your all's families that I see in parks. I see them out and about. And last year I didn't do that at all. Not just because of COVID, but because I really didn't have the time. Why? Because I felt that my clients needed me now. And by feeling that they needed me now, and I had to respond immediately, I wasn't being paid enough to respond immediately, but I felt that I was. And yes, it's a mindset thing, but at the same time, we sit there and we're just like, you've got to be kidding me, guys. I just can't do this anymore. I just can't. And so we get to the point that we look around and we're like, how are other people doing this? And what was funny is that I actually set up systems, but my own systems weren't optimized to the point that I could take the time off. And so people just didn't know how to handle things. They just didn't know how things should be done. They were coming to me with requests. I would do a monthly retainer, and all of their requests were actually done the last week of the month. Well, if you were booked for 10 hours for the month and all 6 people were doing 10 hours for the month, well, guess what? I would never have time to do it. Bookkeeping clients, they weren't sending me their information. They weren't giving me their login information, or they weren't adding me as an accountant. So I had to let them know, a system like this, I could have onboarded clients with in a heartbeat. If you look at this, it's got describing your business, do you outsource payroll, all of these things, even if you have it set up in a different system, asking them these questions beforehand, to give you an idea before your discovery call. I do suggest some of these. And, you can even break this down that your first questionnaire is in here. So then initial documentation required, tax records, bank statements, balance sheets, cash flow, investment portfolios. How many of us sit there and we're asking people, and I know that I have clients that are doing this, they're waiting on these documents. I'm setting up a system for one person, and he's coming over from DUBSADO, and we're actually putting him inside of Keep. We aren't doing it in this one, but I can tell he's frustrated. He's frustrated because of not being able to onboard people, not being able to grow his business. He's stuck. And we don't want businesses to be stuck. And of course, when we're stuck in a business, guess what? We try to take a day off, and it's not going to happen, because that's the day that everyone expects us to be doing stuff. So if we end up setting up a type of system that works for us, and there's different, Content Snare has different templates here. It's got stuff for design. It's got stuff for digital marketing. If you have an event planner, if you want to just use it for everything, send them all the way through. You could even do something like this for hiring, so that they can answer your questions. Do this as your hiring system, and, or as step 2 in a hiring process, because then you're going to have it all in one place. You can download it. Like if you go over into, where are my requests? We'll go down to, that one's there. Abby, we're going to look at yours really quick. So it exports. I can export it, and this is what my team members do. They can export it into a portable PDF document, Word document, HTML page, plain text, CSV, or the JavaScript notation. So you can export in whatever type of system works for you. But the big thing is setting up your times. Now, when I am working, when I am busy, like this week, it was nuts. Yesterday, it was, honestly, you can see here, from 9:30 all the way up until 6 o'clock, I had meetings with just hour breaks. So that was nuts. Am I happy with that? Not necessarily. I wasn't thrilled with that one. But, I'm looking forward to my Friday off. I'm looking forward to even this one. I'm done by 3:30 tomorrow. Oh, this is today. Thursday's today. So I have these things lined up. I can set, like if you look at this one, it's actually set. This one's actually set as, I made them all so that they are, that I'm still available during those times. So I can either jump on that if I want to. Like this one, you can see it's overlapped with someone else. And so that really helps as well. So the biggest things that you need to do, and this is what I'm going to tell you to do. I want you to write down what you want the system in your ideal world. And a lot of people, they look at me and they're like, I was on a podcast last night, and we were discussing how to organize your business, organize your life in order to have an online business, and dealing with a chronic illness. And there's a lot of people that have that. I'm going to say, to organize your life in any type of way, shape, or form, we want to be able to start with the little things. You can see everything on here is color coded. I'm big on color coding. If you I color code everything. I have my pink marker. I have my purple business marker. In my drawer, I have a green marker. I have it. It has to do with organizing your life so that it all works together. It all comes together by piecing all of the systems to make it work for you. I do not believe, and this is like one of those things that not everyone agrees with, and I'm going to take my screen off for just a second. So I do not agree with a complete all-in-one system. I don't think that there's one out there that is complete enough to house everything. I just don't think that there is. I think that processes, bridges such as Zapier, can help us. So my entire onboarding process is actually very different. It actually is from HoneyBook, or it's from, I have one page which is specifically for bookkeepers and accountants, where they set it up and it goes from that page and it does the same type of system where it comes into my content snare. But from HoneyBook, I have Zapier doing a bunch of different things for me. It's not just sending people over to Content Snare. I also have it setting up my folder inside of ClickUp. I have it setting up, let me see if I can bring this up and hide a couple things. But I have it coming in and I have it setting up a bunch of different things. Let me see if I can show you this without. Why is it not doing it? All right, it's not blur area. It's not doing it. I got a new thing that does blur text, but it's not blurring the text I want it to blur at the moment. So, all right, let me hide that and let me go down to teaching. So, no, that's not going to work. So what I want to say is when you have something set up, it automatically, if you have templates set up in something like ClickUp, my Zapier does this for me. You sign a contract with me or you purchase something from my website. Zapier says, yay, I'm thrilled with you, right? It loves it. So it decides to run. It automatically sets up the content snare. And the content snare takes it from there and emails you. Then what happens is that Zapier's like, okay, I've got something else to do. It creates a Google Drive for me, for you, for my client. It will send you an email that says, hey, I've got this Google Drive for you, this Google Drive folder. This is our folder. And please do whatever if we need to have anything additional upload it here to your beautiful folder. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Then Zapier also says, hey, there's still more. It sends over to my ClickUp. It sends something that says, hey, create a folder with this name and add this list to the folder. So then it's in ClickUp. My template has a person automatically assigned to certain tasks within ClickUp so that when I'm working on getting it set up where the dates are different as well, so the due dates are set up. That's my next step within that. But it's one piece after the other. It's saying that I need these things done. What do you think about the QBO shared documents tab? I don't do, okay. I don't do anything within QBO, and I do know people that do. Um, I've had people do it. Like, we sent them partially an email. And in the email, it tells them how to share stuff within QBO. I like it to have it externally. Um, I've had clients also switch from QBO into Zero, and it totally, now their documents, gosh knows where they are. But if I have them off of QBO, I had them in a different location. It's the same thing. I had people switch from Zero over to QBO, and I had people go from one to another. So it depends on how you're running your business, Emily. It really is. If you're sticking with QBO and your clients are all going to be QBO, feel free. If I was to have if I was to use Content Snare, I would actually have a video in there showing them how to do it within QBO, and how to share it. The reason why I am using Content Snare is I'm finding the emails a little bit better with reminding them once I set the due dates. And of course, it's a give and take, because the project date is actually, I've decided to start all projects on Mondays. Don't ask me. I'm not usually a Monday starter. Um, I've never really been a Monday starter. I'll be one of those people that, I start a diet on a Tuesday because I feel like it. Or, I just don't start things usually on Monday. But it actually has helped me out in saying, okay, your project is starting on Monday, this particular Monday, so I need it due by this day. And that's what I've done. I've actually, in Zapier, I'll say it's the project date plus 10 days, and it will set that as the due date. And we're trying to see if that works, but it's little things like that, that help. And it's just the little things, but it's when you find the things that work for you. I'm not big on the workflows within QBO, I'll be honest with you. I'm always afraid someone is going to screw up somewhere. And most of the clients that I worked with as a bookkeeper, I had access to their systems. I either had accountant access, to their bank accounts and credit cards, so I can download statements. And then the people that have accounts that don't allow that, or don't have that option, or they just is like, I have no desire to actually go to the bank and tell them to do this. And I know one person, they said that their bank required that. And then one bank just says no. I mean, they have the option there. It's the weirdest bank ever. They had the option, but then they wouldn't authorize it. So it made absolutely no sense. So I have their information. So in ClickUp, what I have it doing is reminding me to, this is the date that it's due. I do not sync my ClickUp with my calendar because it was driving me nuts, and it was setting me as busy. Until I can figure out why it kept setting me as busy for tasks, I'm not having it do that. Because though I am busy on certain days of the week, I'm not busy all day Monday. And what was happening is that people couldn't schedule, and it was screwing up every single calendar system I had. But a lot of it is templates. And if you are a bookkeeper, if you are a VA, if you are any type of service business, write down the steps. Honestly, get a piece of paper out and write down the steps of what you do or what you want to do from point A to point Z. Write it down. Then what you're doing is you're making a template out of that. I'll share, this is actually, here, I'll share that again. This is actually within ClickUp. They have a template for bookkeepers. And I tell people to start with this. This is actually pretty darn cool. It's pretty easy. It's already there and it's free. I like free. If I can edit free, I'll definitely do it. But I never did a client training session. QuickBooks set up some of the clients. These are notes that went there. Set up a Google Drive folder. Like I said, that's automatically done through Zapier. So I delete these steps. All the steps that I delete, I deleted. Now these are monthly action items. And so this is all I'm seeing. This is what I'm reminding myself. These are the things I have to do. Now this is just a teaching template, so these are not actually active. But it's, if you start to have team members, you need to track what they're doing as well. We mentally can do everything ourselves. There's no doubt anyone in our business, any type of business, as a solar entrepreneur, there is no reason, and this is very, very hard to pass over. There is no reason why we can't have someone do certain things for us. For security reasons, I always download statements for people. I always do. But that's just me. It doesn't mean that I don't have team members that work with me. So, it's getting there, but I need to know what the team members are doing. So setting up something like this, and you're setting it up as, what do? You don't necessarily have to do all of these things that they do. Like, for example, these are general admin virtual assistant tasks. All right. So check and respond to emails, add new members to Facebook group, respond to social media comments. That's daily, weekly, bi-weekly, every other week, monthly tasks. You just add in what you want them to do. What are some things you want to turn over? By turning over and delegating some simple tasks that take up our time, you can actually take the days off. Again, it's all having systems done. What Content Snare did for me was actually relieve me from having a VA do specific tasks for me. So now I can actually have someone do other tasks that, they're already in Content Snare. So I already know that they're onboarding. So I don't need to have them onboard people. So I can add other tasks that I want them to do daily. I can, for a 90-day SOP project. Why it has that set up, I don't know. But, implement one big goal, time management, evaluate, all these different things. This is where I'm playing. And so these are things that I can assign to someone else. Or if it's assigned to me, then I can schedule myself and I can see where I am and I can see where I am overbooked and where I can delegate. But going back to it, you end up by blocking off time, you're mentally closing the door. And that is such a relief. By saying that you are out of office, you can see I have a live scheduled here. I have a live tomorrow. It's on someone else's Facebook page. And I'm okay with that, because it's scheduled. I was asked if I would do it on that day during that time, and I said yes. But I can guarantee you, as soon as I finish there, I'm off to the beach. I will actually probably sit there in my bathing suit with a t-shirt on and go to the beach right afterwards. Why? Because I'm shutting the door. I'll shut the door tomorrow after 11. Does that mean that I won't come on and go watch my Funnelytics training? Probably watch a replay. Because replays are sometimes better and they work into our schedule better. So you can see different things, where everything is. You can see that out of office. marking yourself out of office. It can start small. Take one day off. Take one day. Now, when I was talking to someone, when I was on the podcast last night, it was really funny. I take Tuesdays off, Tuesdays and Fridays. Let me tell you my logic on this. Okay, I'm going to actually tell you that it was my husband's logic. It was not mine. Fridays were kind of a given. It's kind of one of those days that I wanted the 3-day weekend. I was going to take Mondays so that I would have a 4-day weekend and work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But what he said is that people between Friday and Sunday can screw up a whole heck of a lot. And that's very, very true. It's very true. So I come in on Monday and I do a little bit of cleanup. I have my calls and I work. Then on Tuesdays, I'm off. Wednesdays, I'm working. Thursdays, I work. And what also happens is that all of a sudden you have family members realize that you're working on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So now they might end up coming in and saying, you know what, can you help me out on this day? And you can say no. You can say, no, I'm working that day. There is no way for me to do that. You can say yes on a Tuesday or a Friday, but if they need you on a Wednesday, you can say no, because some of us have real guilt about saying no to family members for anything. But you can take time off in the middle of the day. You can see these schedules here. Now, if you go, that actually stops in August because day camp is done in August. So I don't have those times anymore. So instead, what I'm probably going to do is I'll mark myself out. You see here, it's got the out of office. Okay. Does repeat every weekday. Now, this is one of the neat things. If you already have a meeting scheduled set up for that time, you can set it, save and decline. And there, I'm now having lunch starting August 9th from 12 to 1. So I won't have meetings during that time. I might end up changing it. I probably will. You can change it. There's nothing that this and all following events. Let's do it 11:30 to 12:30. That means I can actually get on this call that I want to get on, and I can do things. Now, what does the freedom like this also mean? It means that this past Monday, I had to take the dog to the vet. If you guys know me, my dog is like totally spoiled. You might hear her in the background snoring. She's there snoring. But she had an ear infection. I took her in to go get her nails trimmed, and I was like, her ears are kind of gross. But the freedom gave me the ability to do that. What I did was I blocked off the time. Now, say I wanted to actually, and I used to do this and I don't do it anymore. But what I'll do is I'll say client time, client work time. And I might not set myself as busy. I'll just set myself as free, but I'm blocking off the time. Sometimes I'll change the color for that, change it like a green because that's a go color. And then I'll actually extend this. Oops. Didn't mean to. So I'll do that. And then I might duplicate it down here. And that's with time blocking. And with what happens with time blocking is I know I am focused from 9 to 11. Now, I do not like to do 2-hour blocks. I'll be completely honest with you. I prefer to do hour blocks, sometimes even shorter. I don't like to do longer. I actually start work, and most people don't realize this. I start work at around 6 because I'm actually done with work around 3:30. Usually 3:30 to 4, I will actually be done with work. I don't want to do work after that time. It's just kind of there. But what I'm trying to tell you is by setting up a time block schedule, you end up being more focused. You are focused in the fact that from this time to this time, I am working on this. I used to set it up where it was actual client work. I would say from 9 to 10, I am working. Emily, I'm using you. Emily stuff. Okay, I'll say that I'm busy. I'll change your color to green because I like green as a go color. Emily stuff is working there. So then what I'll do is I'll say, okay, I'm taking a 15-minute break. This one, though, I'm going to start at 10:15. All right. And at 10:15 to 11:15, I'm going to work on Holly stuff. And again, I'm going to change the color to green because green is go. I am going to set it that I'm free so that people can still schedule meetings during that time with me. But I have a break in between here. During Emily's time, I was like, yeah, sure. Hers isn't going to be as bad. So, but I'll be busy during that time so I can focus and get it done. So by doing that, I've said, okay, I've got all of these things laid out. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got each person's project laid out and what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it during the week, so that I can schedule everything for Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Once I'm done with that, if I need to add in Tuesday time, maybe I will. Maybe I'll add in a couple hours of Tuesday time. If I want to add in Friday time, maybe I'll add in a little bit of Friday time. But by time blocking, I can say, this is what I'm getting done. This type of stuff is perfect for VAs, especially when time blocking is perfect for VAs. And this is when I did it. Why? Because if you are booking a VA for 10 hours a month, it is 30 minutes a day. So as a VA, I would come in here and say, okay, I'm working on Holly stuff from that time to 10:45. So that's 30 minutes. And then I repeat it every weekday, save. But since I'm taking 2 days off, I need to put this time over here. Okay. And then I'm going to put this time here. So do you see how that works? So now they have an hour here. They have the half hour here and an hour here. I can still block off my time. So now how many more clients can I fit into my day without killing myself? None of us really want to work 40-hour work weeks. And that's one of the things that I've found with this. And I have yet to meet a VA that really wants to work 40 hours. We didn't start businesses to be tied to the computer 24/7, to be sitting here looking at different things all the time. So since I have that there like that, maybe I'll move that up. This and all following events. So it moved it up. So I still have time here that I can put in. So say I have another client 2. So I've got their stuff here. So I can rearrange my schedule because I have it in blocks. And discard that one. Say I have something that comes up this, I can move it here. I can move Holly wherever I need to. One of my clients, everything needed to be done before 9 o'clock in the morning. It was just one of those things, but she was on a different time zone. So I knew what time zone she was in. So I just scheduled it for 7 every day. All events. And then I could move her over here and move that one. And there we go. So you can see how it can work. You can see how you can change your times. If you are sitting there and you are exhausted and people, with time zones, it's really, let me delete Holly before I forget it. All Holly events. So here is what I want you to take from this. And this is the next step that you need to be doing. What I want you to do is start with the tasks that you need to do every day. An idea is to kind of, with time blocking it, is to time yourself. I started off with Clockify. It's free. I liked it. It gave me pretty pie charts. Toggle works as well. Toggle works, Clockify works, all of these apps work. So start timing yourself and letting yourself know what you are doing. I had one person, we put everything in, and it turned out she was using like 2 hours a day just going through emails. We don't need to do that. So instead, what we ended up doing, guess what? A VA goes through your emails in a half an hour a day. And so by doing that, she just sorted them and said, these are the only ones that you really need to focus on. Thank you very much. Have a great day. So now that 2 hours got cut down to pretty much nothing. She doesn't have to do anything. She only has to respond to the ones that are important, that have that backing. So go through, get a timer, figure out where all your time is going. If your time is being wasted with clients, or if a client is becoming too high touch, you need to rethink it. Because what it's going to do is that 3-day work week is going to escape you, because they're just doing too much. Where are they getting hung up? What is happening that is causing them to contact you constantly? What is happening that's causing you to spend so much time on them? And if you use a thing like Clockify to watch it, and then look at your report after, I'm going to say 2 weeks. Go 2 weeks, because the first week we all sit there and we're like nasty with we'll sit there and we'll like stress and try to go as fast as possible. After about a week of doing it, we kind of slow down and we kind of get in a rhythm of it. And we're like, yeah, okay, whatever. I asked my team members to do it within ClickUp. We just did it as a time tracker, so it let me know who can do what and when they can do things. Then start blocking it. So say you are going through your email, and if you are not outsourcing it, block it for 30 minutes. If you have something else, block it in. From this time to this time, I'm doing social media. That's it. Then turn it off. Then go on to the next thing. Once you find out where all your time is going, all of a sudden you can organize your time a heck of a lot better. And by doing that, you'll end up being able to say that you are out of office more days a week. It does not mean that you need to have a huge team with you. It just means that you are maximizing the time that you are going to be giving to your business during those extra days. During the days that you are scheduled to work, you put everything into it. It doesn't mean that you can say on this, you can say, this week I'm taking off Monday, Tuesday, I'll be working. Go for it. There's no reason why you can't. It is your schedule, so make sure that you own it. Make sure that you say, this is my time. Your mental health will appreciate you. I'll appreciate you. Your clients will appreciate you, because all of a sudden you're giving them better work during those business hours. I don't know why. It's just we become more focused and we're like, yes, we can do this. So guys, if you have any questions, if you're really, really stuck on this, if you want all of this stuff set up, drop me a message, send me a DM, any of that stuff. I'd love to hear from you. Book a call with me. I have no problem doing that. I love to talk systems with people to make sure that you're using the right system. This week alone, I had 3 people that I changed the system that they wanted, because the system that they were about to set up was not the system that would work for them. So have a great day. I've got to run, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you guys so much for being here today.